Right now, your mind is either running your life, or you are running it. Most people survive day to day reacting to every problem, every criticism, every fear, and they wonder why life feels heavy. But what if I told you that the difference between surviving and thriving is a single, simple shift in thinking? In the next hour, I'm going to teach you the 1% mental toughness shift. A shift so small it's almost invisible, yet so powerful it will make you unstoppable in every challenge, every setback, every moment of doubt. Pay attention. This isn't theory. This is survival, growth, and dominance, all in your mind. Chapter 1. Stop reacting and start controlling. You are reacting. Right now, in this very moment, you are reacting to the messages you receive, to the news headlines you scroll past, to every beep, ping, and notification that steals your focus. Most people live this way, on autopilot. They react to every stimulus, every word, every emotion, and every curveball life throws at them. And that is why most people survive, but never thrive. Here's the truth. Control starts with awareness. You cannot control what you do not notice. Every time you react without thinking, you give your power away. You give it to your environment. You give it to other people. You give it to your emotions. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission to take back your mind. Think about athletes at the top of their game. Champions don't wait for motivation to strike. Champions don't hope that inspiration will arrive like a lightning bolt. They control the mental state before the game begins. They wake up early, they visualize success, they prepare. They decide how to respond to pressure, to setbacks, to criticism. And when the game starts, they are not reacting, they are controlling. That's what separates the winners from everyone else. You can do the same thing. Repetition matters. Say it with me. Control the moment or it controls you. Control the moment or it controls you. Let it sink in. Let it guide every decision, every interaction, every thought today. Here's the problem. Humans are built to react. It's natural. But natural does not equal productive. Reacting feels fast, but it is slow. Reacting feels safe, but it is dangerous. Reacting feels like freedom, but it is slavery. Every reactive moment is a moment wasted. Every reactive moment is a moment where you surrender your power. You have a choice. And that choice is simple. Stop reacting, start controlling. Let's break it down into actionable steps you can take today. Step 1. Notice your triggers. What makes you snap? What makes you scroll endlessly? What makes you lash out or withdraw? Identify it. Write it down if you have to. Awareness is the first step to control. If you cannot see it, you cannot change it. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Step 2. Pause before response. This is non-negotiable. A pause of 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds can change the trajectory of your day. When someone criticizes you, when you see bad news, when life feels unfair, pause. Breathe. Decide. Respond deliberately. Reacting is automatic. Responding is control. Repeat it. Control the moment or it controls you. Step 3. Replace reaction with action. Every time you feel yourself reacting, take one small action that aligns with your purpose. Send the constructive reply instead of the angry one. Step away from the phone instead of scrolling mindlessly. Choose action over reaction, discipline over emotion. It's not about stopping emotions, it's about directing them. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Let me give you a real-world example. Think about a quarterback in the final seconds of a championship game. The stadium is roaring. The pressure is immense. If he reacts to the fear, the noise, the doubt, the entire game collapses in his hands. But the ones who win, they control their mind before the snap. They visualize the play. They control their heartbeat. They align every thought with the action they need to take. Control the moment or it controls you. You see? It's the same principle for you outside the stadium. Life is a series of plays. And every moment you react without thinking is a turnover. Here's another example. Look at social media. Every notification, every post, every comment is designed to trigger you. And most people fall for it. They react with anger, envy, or distraction. But a person with control? They see the notification, they pause, they decide. They scroll with intention, they respond with discipline, they choose what serves their mind, not what drains it. That's power. That's mental toughness. You have a choice. Now let's talk about repetition. You cannot read this once and expect change. Your mind thrives on repetition. Drill this mantra daily. Control the moment or it controls you. Say it. Think it. Live it. Every time a text pops up, a comment irritates you, a setback appears, repeat it. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. You are in control. That's the key. Here's a truth most people never admit. Life will never slow down. Life will never make it easy for you. Challenges will arrive constantly. People will provoke you. Circumstances will frustrate you. And if you are reactive, life wins. If you are controlled, you win. That's the difference between surviving and thriving. Reacting keeps you small. Controlling keeps you powerful. You have a choice. So, what does this look like in your day-to-day life? Here are 3 practical drills. Morning mindset drill. Before you check your phone or respond to anyone, take 5 deep breaths. Decide how you want to feel today. Set the tone. Control the moment. Trigger tracking drill. Write down every moment you react emotionally during the day. Identify patterns. Awareness is control. Pause and respond drill. Every time you feel irritation or anxiety, pause, take a breath, and respond deliberately. One small pause builds unstoppable mental toughness over time. You see, mental toughness is built on these small, repeated decisions. One day, one pause, one deliberate response at a time. Control is a muscle, and like every muscle, it grows only through consistent use. You have a choice. That's the key. You don't need their permission. Control the moment or it controls you. By mastering this principle, you are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are no longer tossed by the waves of emotion. You are no longer a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. You are the quarterback. You are in control. And this is only chapter 1. You have learned to stop reacting. You have learned to start controlling. That is the foundation of mental toughness. Next, we will take this even deeper. You mastered your reactions. Now, let's confront the uncomfortable realities most people avoid. Chapter 2. Embrace the uncomfortable truth. Here's the first truth most people refuse to admit. Life is hard. Life is unfair. And no one owes you anything. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding discomfort, avoiding criticism, avoiding reality. They dodge the hard truths. They stay in safe zones. And they call it living. That's the fastest path to mediocrity. The moment you embrace discomfort, you step into power. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Let me be clear. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. Say it with me. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. Repeat it. Drill it into your mind. Every time you feel fear, every time you feel doubt, every time life challenges you, remind yourself, pain is information, not punishment. Discomfort is a teacher, not a barrier. You have a choice. That's the key. You can run, or you can face it. Think about entrepreneurs. Not the ones who coasted on luck. Not the ones who avoided criticism. I'm talking about the ones who failed early, failed often, and got back up stronger each time. They faced harsh feedback, they endured financial losses, they risked embarrassment, and they adapted. They learned. They grew. They became unshakable. And you can do the same thing. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Face it. Avoiding discomfort is a habit. Reacting to life instead of confronting it is a habit. And habits are how mediocrity is built. Here's a secret. The world doesn't reward comfort. Comfort creates stagnation. Comfort creates excuses. Comfort creates regret. If you want mental toughness, if you want power, if you want growth, you must embrace the uncomfortable truth. You have a choice. That's the key. Face it. Let's break this down into practical steps you can start today. Step 1. Identify the truths you are avoiding. Be ruthless with yourself. What conversations are you avoiding? Which feedback do you ignore? What mistakes have you been pretending don't exist? Write them down. See them clearly. Ignorance is the enemy. Awareness is control. That's the key. You have a choice. Face it. Step 2. Seek discomfort deliberately. Stop avoiding the hard things. Speak the truth even when it hurts. Take the cold call. Send the difficult email. Confront the fear that's been quietly controlling your life. Every small act of courage compounds. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. You have a choice. That's the key. Step 3. Learn and adapt. When the truth hits you, don't recoil. Don't justify. Don't explain it away. Analyze it. Adjust. Grow. Feedback is a gift. Discomfort is a signal. Every entrepreneur, every leader, every champion knows this. They fail fast. They adapt faster. And they thrive. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Face it. Here's an example closer to home. Imagine a young professional who receives critical feedback from their manager. Most people get defensive. Most people make excuses. Most people pretend they didn't hear it. That is comfort. That is weakness. But the person who embraces the uncomfortable truth, they ask questions. They clarify. They act. They grow. In 6 months they are leagues ahead. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. Let's talk about repetition because it's the engine of transformation. Every time you encounter discomfort, remind yourself, pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. Every time you feel fear, doubt, shame, or embarrassment, repeat it. Your brain learns what you reinforce. Your character is built on the moments you choose to confront reality instead of hiding from it. That's the key. You have a choice. Face it. Now let's address excuses. Most people say, I'm not ready, or it's too hard, or I'll do it later. That's comfort talking. That's weakness masquerading as prudence. The truth is simple. You are ready now. It is hard now. And waiting only delays growth. Embrace discomfort. Face the truth. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. Another practical drill, the daily truth practice. Every morning, identify one uncomfortable truth you avoided yesterday. Face it. Write it down. Confront it in action. Did you avoid a hard conversation? Make it today. Did you ignore a difficult task? Complete it now. Did you shy away from feedback? Seek it deliberately. This daily discipline rewires your mind. Pain becomes fuel, not fear. Ignorance becomes unacceptable. You have a choice. That's the key. Face it. Let me give you one last real-world example. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest innovators in history, failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. Did he see failure as pain? No. Did he run from discomfort? Never. He learned, adapted, experimented, and persisted. The uncomfortable truth? Every failure brought him closer to success. He embraced it. And that's what mental toughness is all about. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Here's the bottom line. If you avoid the uncomfortable truth, life controls you. If you embrace it, you control life. If you run from feedback, fear, or failure, mediocrity wins. If you face it head-on, growth wins. That's the key. You have a choice. Face it. Repetition is your ally. Daily discomfort is your weapon. Every small act of facing reality compounds into unstoppable mental toughness. By the end of today, choose one uncomfortable truth. Face it. No excuses. No delay. No comfort. Pain is not your enemy. Ignorance is. Face it. You have a choice. That's the key. You embrace discomfort. You face the truth. Now you are stronger than yesterday. And that strength is only going to grow. The next chapter builds on this foundation. You mastered truth. Now let's confront weakness itself. Chapter 3. Own every moment of weakness. Here's the truth most people refuse to face. Everyone has weaknesses. Everyone. No one is perfect. No one wakes up and is fully prepared for every challenge. But here's the part most people get wrong. They hide them. They pretend they don't exist. They mask them with arrogance, excuses, or distractions. And that's the real problem. Weakness is not shameful. Hiding it is. That's the key. You have a choice. Own it or it owns you. Let's be clear. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. Say it out loud. Repeat it. Drill it into your mind. Every time you avoid acknowledging a flaw, a limitation, a fear, that weakness strengthens. Every time you deny reality, life exploits it. But the moment you admit it, analyze it, and act on it, you neutralize it. You take control. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Look at soldiers in training. The ones who admit they cannot do something. The ones who raise their hands and say, "I need help," or "I'm struggling here." They improve faster. Why? Because they confront the truth. They don't hide from it. They don't pretend to be stronger than they are. They analyze, adjust, and push forward. Contrast that with the ones who act invincible, who cover their weaknesses. They plateau, stagnate, and eventually fall behind. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. Let's break it down into practical steps so you can apply this immediately. Step 1. Identify your weaknesses. Be ruthless. Look at your work, your habits, your relationships. Where are you failing? Where do you freeze under pressure? Where do you procrastinate? Naming your weaknesses strips them of their power. Ignoring them only strengthens them. You have a choice. That's the key. Own it. Step 2. Accept responsibility for them. Do not blame circumstances. Do not blame people. Weakness is not a character flaw. It is a starting point. Say, "This is mine. I will improve." Every time you own it, you reduce its control over you. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. Step 3. Take deliberate action to neutralize weaknesses. Weakness does not disappear by wishing it away. You must attack it. Train. Practice. Learn. Improve. Small, consistent steps compound into strength over time. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Confront it. Own it. Neutralize it. That's the key. Let's apply this to daily life. Suppose you struggle with public speaking. Most people avoid it. They let fear control them. They hide. But the person who owns their weakness? They enroll in a class. They rehearse daily. They embrace discomfort in small doses until the fear shrinks. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. Here's another example. Imagine a young professional who struggles with time management. Most people make excuses. They blame distractions. They react instead of planning. But the person who owns their weakness? They track their hours. They schedule tasks deliberately. They analyze their patterns. Slowly, systematically, they convert weakness into strength. You have a choice. That's the key. Repetition is crucial. Every time you face a weak point, remind yourself, every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. Write it down. Say it out loud. Live it. Your mind, your habits, your performance, they all respond to repetition. Strength is built by confronting what you avoid, not by ignoring it. Weakness often triggers shame, fear, and defensiveness. That's natural. But here's a hard truth. Shame will never improve you. Fear will never elevate you. Defensiveness will never teach you. Only ownership, only confrontation, only deliberate action transforms weakness into strength. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. Let's do a practical drill, the weakness inventory. Take 15 minutes today and write down 3 weaknesses you've been avoiding. Be honest. Be specific. Then write 1 actionable step for each weakness, something you can do today to confront it. Then act. Small actions compound into unstoppable mental toughness. You have a choice. Own it or it owns you. Another tip. Share your weakness with someone you trust. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's control. By admitting it, you neutralize it. By confronting it, you learn faster. By taking action, you grow stronger. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. That's the key. Here's the bottom line. If you hide your weaknesses, they control your life. They dictate your decisions. They limit your growth. But if you own them, analyze them, and neutralize them, you gain power. You transform challenges into opportunities. You convert fear into fuel. You build unstoppable mental toughness. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Every weakness you hide grows stronger. Own it or it owns you. By the end of today, choose one weakness. Own it. Confront it. Take one deliberate action to neutralize it. No excuses. No delay. No shame. Every small victory compounds into unstoppable strength. That is the 1% mental toughness shift in action. You faced the truth in Chapter 2. Now you are confronting your weaknesses. The next step is about breaking the chains of comfort that hold you back. Chapter 4. Break the addiction to instant comfort. Here's a truth that most people refuse to admit. You are addicted. You are addicted to ease, to convenience, to comfort, to instant gratification. Every time you scroll mindlessly, every time you binge watch, every time you choose pleasure over progress, you are feeding a habit that is silently killing your mental toughness. And here's the harsh reality. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. Say it with me. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. Repeat it. Let it sink in. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Most people live for the immediate reward. Like a notification. A small pleasure that feels good right now. And what does that do? It trains your mind to chase comfort instead of discipline. It rewires your brain to avoid discomfort. It makes challenges feel unbearable. It erodes resilience. And when life demands real effort, real focus, real grit, you crumble. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. Face it. Here's an example closer to home. A disciplined writer wakes up every morning and resists social media, Netflix, or distractions. They sit down, write, revise, and create. A year later, they have a book. The distracted writer who gives in to every impulse, scrolls, procrastinates, and excuses their way through the day. A year later, nothing. The difference is simple. Small sacrifices of comfort, repeated daily, compound into extraordinary results. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. That's the key. You have a choice. Let's break it down into actionable steps so you can fight this addiction today. Step 1. Identify your comfort traps. Where do you give in without thought? Social media? Streaming shows? Junk food? Shopping? Excessive sleep? Write them down. Awareness is the first step toward control. If you cannot see it, you cannot fix it. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. Face it. Step 2. Introduce intentional discomfort. Don't just avoid comfort, seek the opposite. Wake up earlier than you want. Take a cold shower. Skip the easy path. Confront tasks you've been procrastinating. Every small act of discomfort builds your mental toughness. Every resistance to instant gratification compounds. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Step 3. Replace comfort with purpose. Pleasure is fleeting. Discipline is permanent. Whenever you feel the urge to seek comfort, ask, does this serve my long-term goals or am I giving in to short-term ease? The answer guides your actions. The disciplined person wins because they value long-term strength over temporary pleasure. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. Say it again. Drill it in. You have a choice. Face it. Let's apply this to a real-world scenario. Think about fitness. Most people want the results but not the process. They eat the cake, skip the workout, and then complain. The mentally tough individual? They resist temptation. They follow the routine. They prioritize results over fleeting comfort. Over time, their strength, health, and resilience grow. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Another practical example. Think about learning a skill. Most people give up when it gets hard. They quit because discomfort feels bad. But the person who resists comfort? They practice daily. They embrace struggle. They fail, correct, and push forward. 1 year later, they are far ahead of anyone who chose ease. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. That's the key. Repeat it. Internalize it. Here's a daily drill to build this habit. The 30-minute comfort challenge. Every day, choose one moment where you would normally seek ease and replace it with effort. Skip the extra scroll, write instead. Skip the unnecessary snack, focus instead. Skip the binge, study instead. Small, repeated acts of resisting comfort rewire your brain for discipline. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. Face it. Let's address the mindsets that keep people trapped. Excuses, rationalizations, and justifications are comfort's best friends. I'll start tomorrow. I deserve a break. One more episode won't hurt. That's weakness talking. That's your old self convincing you that mediocrity is acceptable. Every time you give in, the habit grows stronger. Every time you resist, you strengthen your mental toughness. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. Here's a truth few admit. Life will always tempt you. Life will always offer easy, fleeting pleasures. But mental toughness is built on saying no. Saying no to the impulse. Saying yes to your goals. Saying yes to your purpose. You have a choice. Resist comfort. Embrace discipline. Build strength. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. Repeat it. Live it. Own it. By the end of today, take one habitual comfort and replace it with deliberate effort. One small act. One choice. One resistance. Repeat it tomorrow. Repeat it the next day. Over time, you will notice the change. Your mind will be sharper. Your focus will be stronger. Your resilience will grow. Short-term comfort is the enemy of long-term strength. You have a choice. Face it. You don't need their permission. You resisted the temptation today. You chose effort over ease. That is progress. That is mental toughness in action. And the next step builds on this foundation. Now that you are resisting comfort, we must silence the voices that doubt and criticize you. Chapter 5. Silence the inner critic that holds you back. Here's a truth that most people never face. Your mind is full of critics. Not other people, the voices inside your own head. The voice that tells you you're not good enough. The voice that says you'll fail. The voice that whispers, stop, retreat, settle. Most people obey it. Most people shrink. Most people let it dictate their life. And that is why mediocrity is the default. But here's the key, the critic is loud, but you are louder. Repeat it. Say it out loud. Drill it into your mind. Every time that inner voice rises, remind yourself, the critic is loud, but I am louder. You have a choice. You don't need anyone's permission to dominate your mind. You are in control. That's the key. Let's start by understanding what this critic is doing. It is designed to keep you safe. It thrives on fear. It grows when you doubt yourself. It multiplies when you ignore it. But safety is not growth. Fear is not progress. Doubt is not mastery. The critic is not your enemy, but obeying it without choice is. You have a choice. That's the key. Silence it. Override it. Here's a real-world example. Top performers in every field, from elite athletes to CEOs, have learned to ignore the critic. They don't argue with it. They don't justify themselves. They visualize themselves taking action, executing perfectly, and performing regardless of fear. The critic is loud, but they are louder. And you can do the same thing. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Let's break this down into practical steps. Step 1. Identify the critic. Listen closely. Notice the thoughts that are holding you back. Is it the voice saying you're not ready? You're not capable? You'll never succeed? Label it. Name it. Awareness is the first step toward control. The critic is loud, but you are louder. You have a choice. Step 2. Distance yourself from the critic. Stop taking every thought as truth. Thoughts are not commands. They are signals. You can observe them without obeying them. Visualize the critic as a separate voice. Let it speak. Then choose your response. Override it with deliberate action. That's the key. You are louder. Step 3. Replace fear with execution. The critic thrives on hesitation. The only antidote? Action. Start moving, start doing, start creating. Execution silences doubt faster than anything else. Every time you act despite fear, the critic shrinks. The critic is loud, but you are louder. Repeat it. Own it. That's the key. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Here's a practical drill: the execution override. Whenever the critic speaks, do one small action immediately. Write the first paragraph. Make the call. Send the email. Take the step you've been avoiding. Each small action is a blow against the critic's power. Each small step builds unstoppable momentum. The critic is loud, but you are louder. You have a choice. Face it. Another example. Imagine an athlete preparing for a critical match. The inner critic screams, "You'll choke, you'll fail, you're not enough." Most people freeze. Top performers visualize their success, focus only on execution, and step into the moment. The critic's voice doesn't disappear, but it becomes irrelevant. That's the key. You have a choice. You are louder. Repetition is critical here. Your mind is a battlefield. If you don't reinforce the message, the critic takes over. Repeat this mantra daily: the critic is loud, but I am louder. Repeat it in the morning. Repeat it before every challenge. Repeat it during moments of fear. Every repetition weakens the critic. Every repetition strengthens you. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. Let's address excuses. Many people say, "I'll wait until I feel confident," or "I'll try later," or "It's not the right moment." That's comfort talking. That's fear masquerading as logic. The critic loves excuses. The critic thrives when you hesitate. Don't let it win. Act now. Start now. The critic is loud, but you are louder. You have a choice. That's the key. Here's the bottom line. Your inner critic is a voice, not a fact, not a limit, not a command. You have the power to override it. You have the power to act regardless of fear. You have the power to control your mind. Every moment you silence the critic is a moment of growth. Every action you take despite doubt is a step toward unstoppable mental toughness. The critic is loud, but you are louder. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. By the end of today, identify one limiting thought, one fear, one inner critic that has been holding you back. Label it. Visualize it. Then take one deliberate action to override it. Do it now. Don't wait. Don't negotiate. The critic is loud, but you are louder. That is mental toughness in action. You have a choice. You don't need their permission. That's the key. You've now completed the foundation of mental toughness. You stopped reacting and started controlling. You embraced uncomfortable truths. You owned your weaknesses. You broke the addiction to comfort. And you silenced the inner critic that held you back. Your mind is now sharper. Your focus is stronger. Your resilience is growing every single day. But this is only the beginning. Mental toughness is a practice, a lifestyle, and a choice you make every moment. The critic will return, challenges will arise, and comfort will tempt you, but now you are ready. If this chapter helped you take control of your mind, subscribe to the channel now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video that strengthens your mental toughness, sharpens your focus, and transforms your life. Remember, you have a choice. You are louder. Take control.